Now, the Corporate Accountability and Public Participation Africa has released a new report which indicates that acute water shortage in Lagos State could jeopardize the efforts of Lagos State government to COVID-19 response. The Executive Director, CAPPA Akimbode Oluwafemi, and other civil society activists made this known at a news briefing in Lagos.
Defense to a very, very novel disease that is ravaging the world over is water and soap. And over the years, we have tried to mount pressure on the Lagos State government about the need to prioritize water for the metropolis. We have always mentioned to the government that they have been taking the wrong steps, and that's why you find out that majority of the residents don't have access to water. And so when COVID-19 came, the Lagos State government, like most other governments, started public service announcement, what they call education programs, that people should wash their hands with soap. And we said, wait a minute. When you're asking people to wash their hands with soap, are those water available? Are people, sufficiently empowered even to afford soap and sanitizer? Of course, we will not bore you by going into how bad the so-called COVID-19 relief packages had gone. All of us, we know. But what we did was to say, maybe we were not right. Let's not just sit down in our office and make conclusion. And so we embarked on a visit to residents and waterworks around Lagos. I think in all, we visited, about 13 waterworks. There are others. This is the first phase of this report. And what we find out was really, really disturbing. We visited 13 crucial waterworks to gather information, and they included Alimosho, Badagry, Ekpe, Itiosa, Ifo, Ifakojayi, Koshofe, and several others. And as we find out in the report, majority of those waterworks are either not working or they are working way, way below installed capacity. Let's take Adiyan Waterworks, one of the major waterworks. Installed capacity is 70 million gallons per day. They were producing as little as 23.33 million gallons per day. And let me also stress that even when they produce, that does not necessarily mean that is what gets to the homes. Now, by April, that production continued to decline. Iju Waterworks had 45 million gallons per day as its capacity, but was doing as low as 6.8 million gallons per day, and so on and so forth. So the basic thing, because you be given a copy of the report, is that why the Lagos State government was asking us to wash our hands, it did not in any way include the provision of water in its COVID-19 response strategy. Are you getting what I'm saying? Our first line of defense, as asserted by the government itself, is water. Yet, in their programming, in their activities, there was nothing to show improvement in water supply in Lagos. Instead, we even find out that during that period, production started declining. There were stations that we visited that doesn't produce when there is no electricity. So, take for instance, if the electricity board, because you have multiple names now, you don't know what to call them. It could be Keja Electric or whatever electric they call themselves. Could not supply power for 5 days, for 2 weeks, which is common in this country. That naturally means that waterworks is not going to work for as long as the public power supply doesn't work. There are some of them that doesn't even have enough chemicals. There are some of those waterworks that There were no plan even for the staff. Don't forget that there was a period of lockdown. So we even have the waterworks lockdown. Not because the staff doesn't want to work, but the state government refused to make provision for them to work. The state government started building a sort of hand washing facility, I think that's what they call it, around some parts of Lagos. And the shocking thing was that, I'm not sure any of us have seen this. Has anyone seen this kind of hand washing, that is facility constructed with Lagos State logo? For all that we have seen, none of them actually had water. I mean, this is in itself shows, rather than putting money in public supply, they now, you can see, they say soap and they say water. There is, please, if you want to verify, there is one, I can give you a location that is not far. You can take public transport. For those of you that knows Agege, there is a corn oil facility. One is by corn oil. I learned that one is by Excellence Hotel here. There is no water, there is no soap. That is our COVID-19 response. So what exactly are we asking the Lagos State government to do? We again are restating that the state should declare state of emergency in the water sector. We have seen how crucial water is. We have always said it, that water is life. That even in improving this, there should be broad participation to achieve universal access. So much money has been alleged to have been spent on Lagos State Water Corporation. We have asked that the Lagos State government probe some of this, including the last 1.6 billion that was taken under the Acute administration. We again reaffirm our position to water privatization and commodification because it has not solved problems around the world, and that the Lagos State should recognize the human rights to water. And that most importantly, in this period of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Lagos State government should initiate an immediate measure to revamp and restore water to Lagos citizens. Thank you.